Hey everyone, welcome back. So this channel's goal over the past 6 months has always been to focus on the launch of Season of Discovery. And while during this time I was trying to gain, maybe a couple thousand subscribers by the end of it, little did I know we gained roughly about 15,000 new subscribers, which I'm so grateful for, so shout out to all of you. This video isn't going to be full of fun animations and jokes and goofing around. This is going to be more of a serious discussion point. Grab a cup of coffee. We got a lot to talk about. So let's talk about Season of Discovery, its current state, how the last 6 months have been, and some of the critiques heading into Phase 4. Now, if you look on the forums, Reddit, or even YouTube videos at the moment, you're going to see basically everyone being negative right now. It seems like the meme of, the WoW player base always turning on itself and, eating itself alive has come true once again. And this isn't only for, my community. This is for a lot of other channels, communities that are still playing SoD. So what a lot of creators do is they move on to Cataclysm, like Savix, Zaryu, Sarth, and many other creators. Now, even though there are some positives about this phase is by far not immune to criticism and feedback. The thing is when we arrive at situations like this, I sometimes think that what are some of the other successful Arma Bar RPGs? What would they do in this situation? I think what Season of Discovery desperately needs is, brand new content and gameplay loops to keep people playing and enjoying the game. Currently, right now, it feels like all you do is log in, do your raid content, and log right off, and, maybe there could be a way to add more content in the game. It feels like with Season of Discovery, every phase so far, there's always just been one major size goal. Complete the raid, hope you get the loot, The problem is that's the only real rewarding content to do in the game because you get the best gear from it. There's not enough macro, bite-sized progression angles, so you're left raid logging every week, and you feel like you're wasting your time doing anything else. Currently, it's simply reach max level, hop in a raid, get the loot. Something that's always been successful in every other RPG, in general has been, you got some story angle, you explore something new, you battle, you progress. And that's kind of the loop. Then, you move on to the next set of difficult content, the next area, the next zone, the next dungeon, the next raid, and you progress that way. We don't have any of that with Season of Discovery, so from a base gameplay loop and progression standpoint, none of it feels really rewarding. You sort of just hop in the raid, get gear, and sit around for a month and a half. In order for this next phase to be even remotely successful, the game absolutely needs new content, progression, and kind of gameplay loops to keep players coming back for more. In a live service game where you see there's a problem or a heavy drought within the population, this is kind of the perfect time and opportunity to add something in that's brand new. I mean, what do you have to lose at this point? Maybe some sort of currency that you could farm outside of raids by completing endgame content that can give you powerful gear like Valor points similar in Cataclysm, or, give you some sort of currency that can help you progress your alternate characters. For instance, we recently just got the god-awful incursion feature that sort of, chokeholds you into doing the same quest over and over again in this really tight area on the map that really just feels half-baked, half-polished, and rushed out. Almost everybody that I talk to about the incursion system, 99 out of 100 of them can't stand it, do not want it back in the game. So either A, they completely rework the entire feature, or B, keep it buried because the way it stands now, incursions suck. No one really wants them. What's really sad is the idea of going into a different realm with a group of friends to complete quests to destroy creatures in the nightmare, which is a very big lore aspect in World of Warcraft, by the way, seems like an amazing idea on paper, but it just comes down to it being so poorly executed. Another big one is the rate at which you progress your alternate characters. I mean, let's be honest here, and we got to be dead serious. We need to be honest. How many of you that play or played Season of Discovery would love to have alternate characters and try out different classes and builds, but simply don't want to do it because it requires too much work? I'm going to let you know now, I do. I would love to try out literally every class in the game, go down the line. All of them, I would love to try the new runes, the brand new builds, the theory crafting and spells and raids and PvP, but the problem is there's just way too many mindless grinds that nobody wants to do in this seasonal style of WoW. Easily one of the biggest gameplay loops you can ever have in a video game is running it back on everything you did on your main character, but on an alternate character. The problem is that they need to make this a lot more streamlined and get you toward max level faster and make it more accessible for the casual player to even want to try something like this. There's no way in hell a dad that comes home after working, 8 to 10 hours a day is going to want to have more than max one alternate character because they don't they just don't have the time. They don't have the energy. They don't have the care to do some shit like that. I know everybody wants an MMORPG where it takes time to progress. Hell, I do too. But the truth of the matter is that when it comes to Season of Discovery, this isn't about that. If you want some long drawn-out progression, this game is going to be dead within 30 days from now, more than it actually is already. I think a very large of the reason for all this happening, though, I really think it has to come down with the developers' time being divvied up into, other aspects of WoW, like Cataclysm Classics, as well as, other game modes they might need to be focusing on, which ultimately led to these features like this, being pushed out and not given much thought out this phase or even this season. It's sad because I truly think that Season of Discovery has the most potential out of every version of World of Warcraft out there right now in this current state. I mean, retail WoW isn't going to really hit its peak until a couple months when War Within comes out. I think Cataclysm Classic is temporarily going to be popular for the next month, and then it's going to die out. Regular Classic hardcore servers are dead as it is, so I really believe Season of Discovery could be the forefront and the face of World of Warcraft for the next few months, as it really already has been for the past, 4 or 5. I really wish Blizzard kept an eye on something like this and added, more to their team and expanded on their team a little bit more, rather than having Agrand, Nora, and all the other amazing developers on the Classic team get spread so thin between all this going on and all the other million things they have handling every single day, because it's just too much for them to take on at once. Currently, right now, I would say this is the worst time Season of Discovery has experienced over the last 6 months of its lifespan, but there are some positives to take away from the game as a whole. I mean, you got the professions and the crafting advancements. They feel great, and a lot of people tend to enjoy them. The PvP balancing was going pretty well for a while until they just stopped doing it and gave, a blanket just damage reduction for everybody, which hopefully they continue next phase to make micro individual adjustments. The rune system, by far the most fun aspect of Season of Discovery. It's engaging. It allows you to change your build completely on the fly, which everybody loves. You got the brand new class specs that have never been before seen, which really feel like a part of WoW to me now. You got the enhancement in Shaman and Warlock Tank, the Mage Healer, every other class spec. I really feel as though they have an amazing foundation for this game, and I really hope with this extra time they're taking by delaying this phase coming up by 3 to 4 weeks, they really come out swinging with some brand new things we've been talking about in today's video, and reflecting on some of this and going back on the channel growth and Season of Discovery. At this very current moment, I'm not really happy with it, but that doesn't mean I'm not excited about the Season of Discovery in its future. I mean, I'm really looking forward to hopping into some of those, level 60 raids and zones and dungeons. I really, really hope they capitalize on how amazing some of these locations are and how impactful they are for everybody else in the game. I mean, think of all the great endgame dungeons we have, the zones. They're just some of the most awesome areas to discover in WoW, especially in Classic. I mean, I'm not asking for the game to have enough endgame content to play for 3-4 months straight, but I think we desperately need something to enjoy for a month or two. Not only that, I'm also very, very thrilled for the growth of the channel, man. I mean, 3 million views and 15,000 subscribers in 6 months. It may not be a lot to some of the huge content creators out there, but it's a damn lot for me, man. And I really, once again, want to thank every single one of you for watching, liking, subscribing. It really, really does mean the world and makes such a huge difference in my life. I mean, I made this channel a couple years ago just to make some entertaining and discussion, news-based content to help get you as a viewer out of your everyday life to, enjoy and ingest some videos while you eat some food, chill out while you're doing the dishes, whatever it may be, man. That sort of thing makes me happy, and it's what gives me a purpose as a creator as well as a human being. It makes me happy to do that for you all. So, sure, it's been kind of a bummer the last month or so with Season of Discovery, but hopefully we start seeing some positivity come and float around the game as well, and maybe some more positivity in the comment section as well together. I think there's a lot to be excited for in the upcoming future. Obviously, we want Season of Discovery to have its final phase and the end game be great, so hopefully that pans out well. But primarily after that, the Comeback Kids are primarily going to be focusing on the War Within, retail content, pretty much, all aspects of that game. And I really, really think the War Within and retail is going to explode and be one of the better expansions we've seen in the last, 5 to 10 years or so, due to, Chris Metzen and the team coming back to retail to really hone in and key in on what makes World of Warcraft great again. I know things may be a little bit dark right now, but I really believe there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always time for a comeback, as cheesy as that sounds. Anyways, I gotta get out here. I gotta go to a family dinner. Once again, I love you guys so much, man. God bless every single one of you. Till the very end, my name's Sky from the Comeback Kids. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.